All right, so 6-0. Yankees lost. They didn't win this one, but they won the series 2 out of 3 against Toronto. I'll take that. Um, they just need to win one against Kansas City to be over 500 for the year. So, which is fantastic. Really, really is fantastic. And they haven't had a losing season in over 30 something years now. So, it's bright spots. And Yoendris Gomez, we saw him today for the first time. Bright spot there, too. He's got a live arm. Got some guys out, got some strikeouts, 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. So, not bad. Not bad. And maybe another part of the youth movement that we might see moving forward. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Man, if they swept the Worlds, it would be awesome, Sean. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Shout out. We got Sean, we got Texas, my man, Jonathan here, Sean Browning, Brandon's in the place. Yes, indeed. Stephen B's in the house. Shout out to all of you. Hit that thumbs up. Just to celebrate being together today. And Yankees winning another series. I'll take 2 out of 3 versus Toronto in Toronto, which is kind of nice, man. So, got my consigliere's in the house too. Joel's here as well. Keep rehabbing that shoulder, my man. Keep getting better. Yep. Rookies. Yeah, Yankee Mike. The young bloods got the hits today, and Wells got robbed of one in the ninth too. He hit a rocket. It just was robbed. Robbed at second base. So Francona, yeah, he might get a shot at the Hall as a manager. No doubt, Ricardo. No doubt. No doubt. Steve Levine's in the house. Saratoga, New York. Great spot. Great spot. Saratoga's wonderful. Texas Buckeye, I appreciate you. The boss, the king of Texas, the emperor and the prime minister of Texas. Sonny, thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Estoy bien, D-Rod. Estoy bien. ¿Tú? ¿Cómo está? Yankees need a few bats and a starter. Yeah, I mean, I said this before too. Like, I think they're gonna get one starter, one big one, probably Yamamoto. And if they get Yamamoto, then it would. I mean, I would love for them to trade for like a Marlins starter, but if they don't, you got to give Michael King a shot in the rotation. Yamamoto and Michael King, I'll take that. I'll take it. And then you got Cole and Rodon. Like, yeah, I'll take that. That's a lovely four. Really, my consigliere, the Prime Minister of Cali's in the house too. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. You guys got it covered. Costa Nostra's in the place. But a few bats, Jonathan. Yeah, I put out a short earlier, and let me know what you think, guys and gals. Obviously, the Yankees. Let's talk Juan Soto. Let's just say in a dream world, the Yankees acquire Juan Soto in a trade, no matter what it costs, whatever it is. What do you think what would be your contract offer to get him to sign long term here? Remember, he's got Scott Boras as an agent too, as does Bellinger and as does the rest of some of these guys. So, what do you think it would take? I put out 12 years, 480, which is 40 per year, with an opt out after 5 years to let him get back on the market at 30 if he wants. And Scott Boras likes opt outs, and come in and cash in again at 30. And at that point, I walk away. At that point. And again, 5 years of prime Soto to go with prime Judge and prime Cole. I'll take it all day. All day. You know what I mean? So, and if you get 5 of his prime years just for a handful of prospects, I mean, that's a pretty good friggin' deal. Pretty good deal. Do you think we have enough King starts? I mean, I think so. I think so, JT. I think they're gonna keep developing him. He was versatile beforehand. He had the ability to go multiple innings, but I think we have enough starts to feel. And obviously, and if King struggles, you have Clark Schmidt too. So I'm okay either trading Nestor or moving him to long relief. I'm okay doing that. So, and shout out to everybody here, by the way. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't hit that yet. If you don't mind, it's greatly appreciated. Ricardo, D-Rod, JT, Rob. What is good? Traffic. Oh, boy. Carpal tunnel. Oh, boy. Best My best. I'll be thinking about you tomorrow, Joel. Constantly, I'll be thinking about you. Recover well, hydrate, rest. You know, let the rehab happen. I'll be thinking about you tomorrow, man. All my wishes and sending you love and prayers and thoughts. So, King is stretched out. Yeah, Texas is right too. It's a good point. He is stretched out, and he's averaging like 6 innings a pop. So I'm okay with that. And he'll have off season to recover and kind of keep building and a whole entire spring to build. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Oh, D Rod's got the jokes here. Carpool. Hawaiians in the house. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would prefer to go long relief for Nestor Cortez. And we need a couple long relief guys. Like I would have him and um Brito and Vasquez in long relief. You know, have a couple of long relief guys to bridge the gap from the starters to the short relief guys, the short inning guys. And they also could spot start. They could, I mean, obviously, if a starter gets knocked out in the third inning, you guys can come in and throw 4 innings or whatever. They have that long relief ability. So, you know, are the Dodgers or Mets in on Shohei? I mean, I think the Mets are ahead of the Dodgers, Brandon. Um, yeah, I pass on Otani. I don't even. He's not even a thought for me for the Yankees, Brandon. So, but he might be on the Mets. I mean, let one of these guys pay the roof for him. The moon, Dodgers or the Mets. Let them. I would take honestly. I would take Yamamoto and Soto over Otani any day of the week. Any day of the week. Yes, let's get you back here. Let's get you recovered and back in here with us, my consigliere. No doubt about it, man. Dev's in the house. Shout out to Dev. I still predicted Shotani to Seattle too. I think that Seattle's quietly the front runner for him. I think. And the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers are going to have money because I don't think they're going to bring back Julio Urias because of the trouble that he's been in. So, but I keep in mind, they are loosely linked to Corbin Burns. So I mean, don't be surprised if they get Burns and Otani. Like, don't be surprised. This could be an off season where the Dodgers just go ape and do it. So, but I would love Yamamoto and Lee too. But I'll take Yamamoto and Soto any day of the week. But Yamamoto and Lee, I'd be totally fine with. Totally fine with Sean. You know, totally fine with. Gonna stop putting pitchers that are dealing premature. Well, I think one of the problems with that is they had depth in the bullpen and then they lost the depth in the bullpen. So, um, and leaving struggling pitchers to get things. Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate. We had way too many injuries and lack of performance, and that sometimes left him with um, lack of options. He did make some bad decisions at some point too, here and there, but he was also left with a lack of options too. So I think it's a combination of the two. But we honestly we need more durable pitchers that can go length and more reliable long relief so that we're not having to constantly worry about this stuff. But you make a good point there, Wink. It is a good point. If the Mariners are like this close to stepping over the Houston Astros and making it to the playoffs. So yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed that they're not, but it's no surprise. The way that they had too bad a stretch and then too many injuries. It's just yeah. I mean, hopefully they learn from it. Hopefully they have a big off season, and hopefully they're really, really good next year. So that's the punt. That's the hope for me. But yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, Ali. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I think Mariners will push hard for Otani too. Burn down Queensboro Bridge if the Mets still. JT, man, yeah, that would suck. Like he'd be so much better with the Yankees, though. JT, we really would. What's good, Carlos? What is good, baby? Yeah. We had too many burned arms in the bullpen. They went through too many guys and didn't have enough reliable arms. So, like, that's why I think, a couple of these long relief guys who could throw multiple innings who are already stretched out to have the ability to do that would be a good idea. It's something I mentioned last year, to having like 2 to 3 long relief guys. So they're not obviously having to rely on these one inning guys. Like that's the whole point of the long relief to give you some more protection for the short inning guys. And I think it's underutilized by a lot of teams. It could be a wise idea for them. All right. But yeah, I mean, but Texas is right. We burned up bullpen way too many times. And sometimes because brought them in too early or just pitchers, were getting their butts kicked too much. Like Severino's getting cracked in the second inning. They're taking him out, and Nestor Cortez was getting cracked. Like these other guys were getting cracked. Like not Montez, Rodon. Like you know, they put us in some bad spots too much. Yeah, I don't think. I think this. I think Hal's going to be making moves. He's alluded to the fact that he's going to, and he has to. He knows that. So I wouldn't. I'm not worried that he's not going to make any moves. Ollie, I feel pretty good about that one. Honestly, I'd be shocked if he didn't make any moves. He knows they have to get better, and he knows like teams from the East, Rays or the Jays or Boston, like Orioles, they're going to add. you know, and if you don't add, it's going to be really hard to catch these guys. So then the Orioles have a stacked farm with some young developing players. They're going to keep adding to the major league roster. You're going to have to make some moves. You're going to have to keep infusing youth. You're going to have to keep bringing in some quality guys. Otherwise, how else are you going to beat a team like Baltimore Orioles? You know what I mean? No. Yeah. Why is it going to be possibly? He's got to stay healthy, though. Why? He's got to stay healthy. No doubt. No, Burrito. I mean, Burrito would make a long relief guy, like a 3 or 4 inning guy. No doubt about it. He's better suited for that. So is Nestor Cortez. So is Randy Vasquez, in my opinion. You know. Yeah, Yoendris Gomez looked pretty good. Yep, there he is. Maz is in the house. College Football Express. What is good, my man? Uh, I think it sounds like Francona's going to retire. So I don't think they're going to part ways with Boone, but I think it's got to be somebody other than Francona. Um, Probably somebody younger and just less. I mean, yeah, it'd be a decent fit here, but I don't know if it would work out for the rest of the team and the ownership and whatnot. But I like Francona; he's a good dude. But I'm not sure if he's suited for New York, even though he did pretty well in Boston. No, yeah, Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, baby. Friday, baby. Oh yeah. Me too, Ollie. 100%. I would love for the Astros to not make the playoffs. My goodness. Yeah. Oh yeah. When we started the season, we had 16 guys on the IL, and it's a lot of guys. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of guys to have on IL. Like when you have 350 the rotation on the IL, like Cortez missed. I mean, first of all, Rodon missed the first 3 months of the season, and then Cortez missed chunks here and then. He's already shut down for the season. So like that sucks. And then Severino missed. Like there's way too much inconsistency and way too much unreliability after Cole, which is why they need to add reliable pitching. Honestly, they got to limit the injuries. I think they got to, they need to evaluate the freaking training staff and the medical staff, and they do. They really do. So they really do. And I hope that they do that. You know. Yeah. Christopher, what do you mean by that? Or are you just trolling? Better have an argument behind that. Who's healthy and consistent? That's a problem. Yeah. Half the lineup's already banged up. You got that right, Sean. Yes, it is. Clean outs for the training staff. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Oh, happy early birthday, Texas. All right, Sonny. 2 weeks, baby. Happy early 70, man. Love to be on in here and celebrate with you, man. I hope that Hope that you're either on your here on your birthday or the day before your birthday, so we can wish you happy birthday, man. No doubt about it. Be awesome. But excited for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Uh, yes, sir. Pass rush, yeah. Yeah, that is a big number. That is a big number, baby. Only with Rizzo disgrace. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like he lost two plus months of the season. 3 months of the season. So should have diagnosed him better and let him get better and treated him earlier. Otherwise, he'd be back now. And I think this is, I mean, had we had a healthy Rizzo, a healthy Judge, even a healthy Stanton, and a healthy freaking Rodon, we'd probably be in the playoffs. But we're not. So, and if he's in the house, the party now, the equalizer's here. Yeah. 73 years young. 70 years young. Don't forget that, boys. That's right. Integral parts of the Cosa Nostra. Yeah. Yankees need to add pitching and offense. Yes. Contact hitting. Yeah, I mean, contact hitters put the ball in play more often. They slump less. Slump less often and slump for shorter periods of time. So we need more contact hitters to give our power guys an opportunity to drive in runs. You know what I mean? And if I'm Yankees, I'm surrounding Judge. I'm putting a contact guy in front of him, contact guy behind him. No doubt about it. To make it hell for pitchers. Well, yeah, I'd give him up, and I wouldn't compare Dominguez to Soto. Soto's a generational player. He was in the World Series killing it at 19 in the majors. Jason Dominguez is a prospect, a very high prospect. So I wouldn't compare him to one. So just like I thought the comparisons to Mickey Mantle were insane, and Mike Trout are insane. He's good, he's exciting, but I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to move him from Juan Soto. Not 1 second. I like him, but this is Juan Soto we're talking about. He's a generational player. You're seeing, yeah, I'm gonna watch the MLB playoffs. I'll stream them and be recapping and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll still be engaging all that stuff. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Cross pollinating some herb. Oh boy. I like it, Hawaiian. Who's out there that could be a fit? See, for the Yankees, quite a few guys. Quite a few guys. Yeah, I mean, if you can get Soto without giving up Dominguez, then more power to them. So like Soto in left, Dominguez in center, like shit, like Judge, like Soto mentoring him. I think it's a good, I'd be a good connection, a good partnership. I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, I don't know how accurate the report is or how strong the report is, but the Mets are a serious contender for Soto. I don't know. They don't have. I don't think they can put a package together like the Yankees can. I don't. So I don't. I think the Yankees would put more a better package together for Soto for the Padres. Nice, Texas. 1800 with Sunoco. Nice. Trading them gas stocks. I like it. Oil stocks. Who do we root for now? Honestly, JJ, it's a good question. I'm gonna root for the Phillies because that's my wife's team and my father-in-law's team, so I'm gonna root for them. Um, you know, the Cubs fall apart still, but yeah, I mean, yeah, and they're gonna lose most likely. Cody Bellinger. They've got to do some. They could stiff the Yankees. Yeah, sure. Sure, they could definitely, and the Yankees could stiff them too. So, like, we never know until it happens. So, like, Yeah, but this is the opportunity for the Yankees to pounce and outbid the Mets. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm rooting for the wife's team. You got that right, man. Brownie points, baby. Yep. Ronald Acuna, first player in history, he got 40 home runs and 70. Yeah, it's a ridiculous year. I mean, MVPs between him and Mookie, both having magical years. Happy early birthday to NFE. All right, man. Happy early birthday, brother. Slowly coming up. Cubs lost 5-3 a half game behind the Marlins. I mean, the Marlins can be dangerous. The Twins can be dangerous in the postseason. They got a lot of young, good-looking players. So it'll be interesting to see some of these new teams in there. It really will be, and you'll get a better idea of how well these guys can perform against every team's best pitchers. So it'll give you a better idea how good an offense is actually performing on a team. You know, Alonzo, yeah, yeah, they got to figure out they're going to extend Alonzo or what. Cunha's a beast. I mean, Matt Olson too, like freaking monsters, monsters. No, Marlins, yeah. I mean, I like watching the Marlins. I like Josh Bell too. So serious changes have to be made to the trainers, no doubt about it. Wink, no doubt about it. Like the Martian, yeah, and I mean the UCL is kind of a freak thing too. It's not a muscle, ligament the inside of your elbow, so on the throwing arm. So for the O's, yeah, I mean it's a good looking team too. I think Anthony Volpe is gonna probably be runner up for rookie of the year behind what's his name, Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles. I think the Orioles will probably have the rookie of the year. Orioles Braves World Series, I could see that too. Acuna's he's ridiculous, Mazza. Ridiculous. And you pair him with Olson and like freaking Sean Murphy, you got Albies, you got a wrecking crew there. Absolute wrecking crew. No, that team is well oiled machine. It's a very well oiled machine. So on paper, an Orioles Braves World Series would be freaking pretty exciting actually, NFE, right? Be awesome. The Phillies could make a run too, like they made it to the World Series last year. Got through a lot of teams. So like you never know. We Rays, Marlins, yeah. I mean, an all Florida World Series, could be nuts. They get hot at the right time, and you never know. The Twins could make it for all we know. Royce Lewis, you got all these young kids like hitting the balls really well, and they got decent pitching. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. That's why it makes playoff baseball so exciting to watch. I mean, really, it really does. What's a month without a Yankee show? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, as long as they win one game and they're over 500 for the season, I'd be happy. But a sweep would be nice. Oh yeah, Braves versus O's. Yeah, it is a drivable series. This is true. I mean, these guys will fly, but you're right. It is a drivable series. Yeah, I'm with you, NFE. I think it's going to be hard to beat the Braves in the playoffs, in the World Series if they get there. That team is just way too good. Made some good trades with Bolson and Sean Murphy. Like, uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They kind of remind me of the '98 Yankees. Yeah, winning high scoring games, winning low scoring games, winning all kinds of games. Like, they keep finding ways to win. They do. Um, Marlins have to make, yeah. Let's go, man. That's why it's exciting about playoff baseball. You know, nice, Dev. Very nice. But the other good thing about the Yankees is they're going to have much better position this next draft in terms of picks. So this year they picked I think 25. They'll probably be at least 10 spots higher than that now, which would be great. Which would be great. About 10 spots. So I'll take that. 15 is a hell of a lot better than 25. And if Garrett Cole wins a Cy Young, I hope he does. I mean, people would be burning stadiums down if he didn't win the Cy Young. Like, who are you going to put in? Who are you going to give the Cy Young to and not Garrett Cole? Like, there's no way. Reds could be, yeah, I mean, Reds could catch fire. I think they're going to be, I think the Reds are going to be busy this offseason. So I think Texas Rangers are going to be busy too. And I survived when the Yankees beat the Phillies in the World Series. I was at Game 6 with my wife and my mom. We sat in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium when the Yankees clinched and won the whole thing. And oh man, you would have had fun with me there. I'll tell you, I was celebrating mosh pitting with the crowd in front of me. And I turned around and my mom and my wife are yelling at some two dudes, and some guy stuck a camera in my wife's face. My wife was one of two people in the bleachers that day that were Phillies fans. So they gave it a business, and my mom was yelling at this guy too. And then I didn't know what was going on until I turned around. I said, "What?" And then, yeah, he got my wife pushed the camera out of his hand, and then these guys tried to kind of get tough with my wife, tried to get a little intimidating, and then he had a buddy with him, and his buddy kind of stepped to the side, excuse me, and they tried to basically corner me. Yeah, I mean, I just told the guys, I said, "Look, guys, you got one chance to walk away here. It's not going to work out well for you." So, and they didn't do anything. So there was almost just a fight. But I remember telling my wife and mom, like, guys, I mean, you realize I'm going to have to fight these guys, right? Not you. So, but he made Yankee fans look bad. He was a dick. He made Yankee fans look really bad, shoving a camera in my wife's face, and telling, "I want to get a photo what a loser looks like." You give the Yankee fans a bad name. You do. My wife was just here to watch the World Series, and she was already upset enough that the Phillies lost. So why do you got to rub it in more? I mean, really? Yeah. If Cole doesn't get the Cy Young, there's a bias. There's corruption. This like that's scandalous if he doesn't get it, man. Pablo Lopez and Sonny Gray, nah. Yeah, Twins will make the division series. I would agree. Um, I don't know if they'll how far they'll get, but since they're not playing the Yankees, they'll win around probably, or at least won't get swept. And the Yankees swept them like 6 times in a row. So my prediction for I think it's going to be Braves and Orioles. I really do, or Braves and Astros if they make it. Either way, I think the Braves win. And if it would have been fun, dude, we would have tore some dudes up, man. Like, I wasn't gonna say. I just told the guys. I said, I'm like, just walk away, guys. I mean, just go celebrate the win and keep it moving. So, and I was surprised nothing happened. I was surprised they didn't. I mean, it would have been bad for them, but oh well. Oh well. Thankfully, it didn't turn out to be that way. So, and I don't want to get arrested for crippling some dude at Yankee Stadium. So, like, did you have to break both of his legs? Yeah, I kind of did. So, when the Yankees won the World Series in 2009, my dad went to the Paris, and nice, Ollie, nice, very nice. Joining Yankees are being very skimpy. I'm paying rent. Oh, I didn't hear about that, Mr. Bryan. I hadn't heard about that. That one I haven't heard of. Yeah, that one I have not heard. I'm gonna look it up now, but I haven't heard anything like that. Um, Parade. Yeah, man, Parade was awesome. Mm-hmm. Going to SmackDown. Nice, dude. That's about yeah, I was, Shauna, unfortunately. Dude, you get my wife's face or my mom's face. You know. That's a problem. Problem. You put your hands on them, then something's getting broken, or multiple things are getting broken. Sorry, it's got to be that way. You know what I mean? But you're right, and I feel like in the Philly Stadium and the Eagles, like they used to have a jail in the old Eagles Stadium, and now they have these security guards, the Gestapo, black jackets. So like my buddy who I teach karate with, he works as security guard for the Eagles, and you get this stuff. They're all like ex Navy SEALs and detectives and cops and Secret Service agents. You call them if there's like a fight, and like 10 of them are over there within like a minute, and like that's the last thing you want is the Gestapo over there on your ass because they will kick the shit out of you. So like, my buddy Ron tells me all the time, like the Gestapo man, like you don't want these guys over there. So don't get into a fight in these stadiums. Honestly, like just don't do it. You know what I mean? I appreciate it, Anafee. Yeah, I was in 2009. It's a couple years in. Couple years in. Um, but again, like you could step up, but like I'll tell people, like somebody tries to do this thing, just walk away. Tries to decide to do something, just walk away. No matter what they say, they put your hands on you. That's when the calculus changes. Then it's a different story. The calculus changes as soon as you put your hands on me. You try to grab me. You try to hit me. The calculus changes. It's that simple. So I hope, yeah. I hope Houston doesn't make it. Honestly, Rob, I really do. I heard what Tim Wakefield's got brain cancer. I did hear that. Supposed to be private, but Kurt Schilling. Yeah, I did see that today. That's terrible. It's terrible. I like her. I'm Tim Wakefield. I wish him well. He's the guy that gave up that game-winning home run to Aaron Boone in the World Series. Put them in the World Series, but I wish him well. He's a good dude. Clemens is in the house making collections. I mean, Billy, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta straighten these dudes out, man. Gotta collect. These dudes, they don't pay their, you know, gotta pay your dues, man. Dudes need to learn the hard way sometimes, Clemenza. Sometimes you gotta take the cannoli. Sometimes you gotta beat them with the cannoli. Just like, do you want the cannoli? Because I'm gonna give you the cannoli. Like, sometimes you gotta do it. Totally get you, Billy. Props to you. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Exactly. Don't mess with family, dude. Mm-mm. You don't put your hands on family. Mm-hmm. Nice, Dev. Mohegan Sun. Nice. Smackdown. Nice, Steven. What's up, John? House time we need to do some soul searching about the rosters. Stanton should be. Well, the problem is, I would pass on Otani, John. Personally, I would go for Soto, but pass on Otani. Um, it's gonna be very hard to move Giancarlo Stanton. I think we might be stuck with him. But if the Dodgers somehow don't get Otani, then I would offer to pay at least half of Stanton's contract and let the Dodgers take him off our hands. See what they say. Otherwise, I think he's probably stuck with us, unfortunately. So, and if he is, then hopefully he'll get the 500 home runs when he's here. I really do. I hope he gets there. He still has 25. Even he misses 60 games. He still has 25. So like it's crazy. Uh, hopefully he'll do that in the next couple over the next couple. He's got 4 years left. Hopefully he'll do that next couple years. Personal space is critical. Yes, Ian. A personal space. Once you put your hand on somebody, it's a little bit of a different. And I feel tell you too. Like somebody grabs you, like it's a different story. Different story. Like I'm just looking for an arm to snap. Kind of thing. It's unfortunate. I mean, I'm not looking to hit people either. So I'd rather tear your shoulder out of the socket. I'd rather you not be able to use half the side of your upper body for 6 months. You'll recover from me hitting you, punching you in the face or whatever. After you get your jaw wired. But I'd rather tear something out of the socket. It's more fun. But whatever. Start to get the start to get the violent tendencies in the head. Yeah, I mean, Billy, I'm with you too. I would have sweep would have been nice, but I'm glad they won took 2 out of 3. Now, I mean, let's see what they do against the Royals. So this is it right now. So um, I heard today they announced that Frankie Montez might pitch in that series. So we'll see. Yeah, if no Soto, the Korean Jung Hoo Lee, yeah, he looks like a great player. I mean, those are the 2 outfielders that I would have my eyes on. And if we can't get either one, I would go after Kevin Kiermaier or something like that. So left-handed contact hitter. He's familiar with the American League East, and he said he'd be willing to play for the Yankees. So, you know, arm bar. Oh yeah, the RMC. Uh, or the Z lock. There's a couple of them. There's a couple of you know. There's a finger. There's this joint lock here with the fingers. You stretch it all the way down. You try to bring the fingers over here. It's one of the most painful joint locks. You hyperextend that way. Oh my god! And you stretch their arm out and you do it. It's one of the most painful techniques. People hate it. You stay underneath them and you drive into them. That technique. Oh my god! And I think it's really painful. Really painful. If you do it right, they'll scream like you won't believe. Really, they will. I've had it. I've made a couple of grown men scream like little girls doing that technique. It's terrible. Yeah. 1-2 air in Japan. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Yamamoto is the guy to get. Like Tanaka had a low 2 ERA there. Like the he's the guy to get, the pitcher to get. So they got to go after Yamamoto first and foremost. Get him here. Backwards. It's something like that. I mean, so the wrist lock goes this way, right? You're pushing the pinky away. Z lock pulling the pinky towards. Okay, and it looks like, well, I can't really show you here, but Z lock, it's like this: your wrist, arm, and then your shoulders down this way. Arm. See how the shape of the Z? And the goal is to get to the technique here and bring this pinky towards you, if you can, in a way that takes the wrist. It's an easy way to break a wrist. So from the other side, as opposed to here, where if somebody can go with the technique, you can fall with the technique, right? And in the Hapkido world, we don't let go of the technique. So even if you fall with it, I'm pulling you back towards me and I'm just applying it differently. This side, the Z lock, they can't fall towards you. The wrist breaks. So it's a really painful technique. It dead awful, man. It's really awful. But yeah, they all suck at it. The armbar sucks. The Kimura is fucking brutal. So yeah, pressure point right behind the elbow. Right behind the elbow, inside the arm here. Inside, there's a lot of pressure points here. A lot in the forearm, a lot on this side of the forearm. It's one of the things we learn on Hapkido. It's pressure points. We go right forward and with our thumb. We just apply hard pressure points. Cuticles, the white in the cuticle, that's a pressure point. Behind the ear, it's a pressure point. There's a couple of them. Here, there's a lot of pressure points. So, yeah. Yeah, it makes me look very mature. It does look like they're having fun. The kids look like they're enjoying themselves. They're getting opportunities. It looks like they're gelling more than they gelled early in the season. We need that. We need that chemistry. We really do. You know, Orders because of injuries to the Yankees will try to sell who that out. That if they were healthy, they would have been. Well, it's probably true. If they were healthy, would have made the playoffs. I mean, there was a freak injury to Judge crashing into the Dodgers outfield. That was a freak injury. And then the Rizzo injury was a collision with freaking Fernando Tatis that was diagnosed terribly. So they were freak injuries and not overuse injuries or anything like that. So I wish they would have went about Rizzo's injury a little bit differently, but there's nothing you could do with Judge. Like that was a freak injury. But I do agree. If these guys were healthy and like Rodon was healthy, they would have probably been in the playoffs. I do agree. I do happen to agree with that. So, do buttholes in my dice. Backflip the damn Dexus. But it's your daughters, man. You're like old Yeller, like the pit bull. You gotta protect the girls. You gotta protect the fort, right? So you gotta bark at them, and sometimes you need a bite. Gotta show the boys respect the daughters, man. You know, I got three, so I'm gonna be interrogating boys all the time. You know, ah, Kimuras, man, they suck. If you get it good, they suck so bad. And if he Kimura's behind the freaking oh, it's terrible, terrible. What a great technique. They will try to sell. Yeah, I mean, I think any team would. Same team back. They're not going to run the same team back. They know, um, Dominic, they're going to add to this team because other teams in the division are adding to the team. So they know that they have to like, and they said that too. Like Hal said it too. So I highly doubt they're going to run the same team back. It's not enough, even healthy. You know, flying grand by nice Texas. Oh man. Northern amount of injury. Yeah, the Yankees. It's the way we've pointed this out. Like over the last 2 years, Billy, the Yankees get injured more than any other freaking team in baseball. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. So they do call up a lot of kids in September, Stephen. Yeah, I mean it'd be nice if they called up more before September, but you know they might want to give players in their own system a chance. I mean they might NFE, but in my opinion, there isn't one of them that comes close to Soto. So when you have a guy like Soto's a generational player and you can get him on this team, there's nobody here who's going to be Juan Soto, unfortunately. And I do feel that. I like Dominguez, but I'd like Dominguez and Soto. But if I had to choose between Dominguez and Soto's only 24, I would go with Soto. And I think these guys know. So, but hopefully they get Soto without having to give up Dominguez. And I would still give other young kids an opportunity. But you might be on it there, Dennis. You never know. You might be on there. Didn't Judge have another injury early in the season? Not really, Wink. No, he was okay. Oh yeah, I think they're gonna sign a few players to play with the youth. I think they're gonna wind up with like Candelario, probably for third base and a couple other position players too. So yeah, it did, Sean. You're 100% right. It was a freak injury, but it turned into like medical malpractice. You're damn right. Cost them a couple months. You know. I appreciate you, NFE, man. My partner in crime, right there, man. Thanks, dude. You Louisville. See, this is the Costa Nostra here. The loyalty in the Costa Nostra runs deep, baby. Love it. You guys are the best. Yeah. Alvarez and Alonso for Soto. You think Mets would? I probably not enough. And do they need Alonso and Alvarez? I don't know. Wow, who's playing first base for the Padres? I don't know. I forgot who plays first base for them. Alvarez and Alonso. I don't know if it'll be enough. I mean, the Yankees can give him prospects like they can give him 3 or 4 prospects with 5 controllable years each. Alonso's got 1 left, so I don't know. And then they're gonna have they're gonna wind up having to give him $250 million or whatever it is. Like I don't know if the Padres want to do that, Davey. Especially when one of the reasons why if they do trade Soto, it's because to cut financial commitment, and then Alonso's not going to be cheap. So I don't know. I'm not sure if the fit there and if the Mets is right, Davey, which I think gives the Yankees an advantage. Have I ever caught up? Yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 of them, Ollie. Yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 of them. Why they reduced to 40 minutes September call? It's a good question, Wink, and they never really gave us a like in-depth explanation on that. But it's a good question. I'll look into that too, Wink. Keep IKF to teach the youths. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be offended if they kept IKF. I will look. I'll get some intel on that for you, Wink. It's a good question. IKF is a pro, so but be nice to get some more insight into how what Hal wants is thinking of doing, right? Yamamoto and Jung Holi, I think will be a good offseason for the Yankees. Honestly, like or Yamamoto and Soto will be a phenomenal offseason. But we'll see. We'll see. And the Yankees are going to strike. They have to, Jake Boss. Like they have to strike quickly and get Yamamoto. They really, really do. Otherwise, it's going to become an unnecessary bidding war. So just blow them away early on, get them here, and move on to the next position or the next player. That's it. Don't turn this into like a month-long thing, 6-week-long thing. Forget it. So Jones and Dominguez develop right? Yeah, they might. If they develop right. I mean, so far they have been. So we'll see. Yeah, they might have Peraza. I mean, it depends, NFE. Like, I still think they could trade Torres, and if they do, then I think Peraza is going to be at second, which opens up the Candelario signing. But they keep Torres, then I think Peraza stays at third. NFE. That's kind of my two possible scenarios that I think could happen. You know. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Just Yeah, the thing with the Padres too, they're losing money. The Yankees are swimming in money, so that it's a match made in heaven if you think about it. So you know what I mean? Blink to break it. That's that. Appreciate that, Texas. You need that, man. You need that. Oh, the king of Texas, right there. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Best comment of the day, right there, baby. Best comment of the day. Sign IKF back. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, I would be fine if they brought IKF back. Like as a utility guy, as a mentor, like, and I don't think it'll cost that much money. And IKF might be willing to do it, because he's not going to get like a $50 million contract. I'd be shocked if he did. So if you get him on a 2-year deal for $6 million per or something like that, it'd be worth it to bring him back, especially if DJ keeps getting hurt. So, but he's found the way. He's found his way with Sean Casey. So like, he has a better fit now here than he did last year when he was playing out of position the whole season at shortstop. So, you know, well, Yankee, Ali, I've got Mattingly, I've got Wells, I've got Cole, Tanaka, Judge, Stanton. 6. Got about 8. Ali, I think. I think 8. Oh, Clemens, okay. Sabathia. Yeah, about 8. How about you? How many? I'll wrap this up in a minute too, by the way, gang. Um, Prospects. Last time you saw a goal glove third base, we'll play center field, left field. That why. It's yeah. You got a good point, Hawaiian. That's a good point. I don't see any patch the Yankees can do with the Padres or Soto without Dominguez, which is fine by me. For that, I pull the trigger, and I would not think. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think twice. I wouldn't think twice. Um, the Yankees get Soto, they'll want to trade a contract. I mean, you mean add a bad contract to pot? If you need to take on some kind of extra contract, as long as it's within reason, yeah. But if I'm taking on a bad contract, I'm adding less prospects in return. You know what I mean? So it's got to be some kind of trade off. So Beat the blink for the sit down. Look, you need the blink for the sit downs, right? You need them. You absolutely need them. So You gotta sit down. You gotta do it right. If you're gonna do the sit downs, you gotta do it right. You gotta show these people you mean business. I'm giving Roderick Arias, possibly, possibly, Davey. Yeah. No, I get it, Effie. Like, I think Torres' offense can be replaced, but if they keep him, they keep him. I'm fine with that. You know, little dude that the Yankees haven't utilized, Matsui more to get some Japanese. You know, it's a good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is he willing to do it? I mean, when they brought the Japanese executive to develop the relationship with the Far East again, so. But I wouldn't mind tasking Matsui to Japan if he's willing to do it and go over there and try to sell them on the Yankees. And I would do it if he's willing. Why not? Is he like a Yankee legend? But yeah, that's a good point. Defense is definitely suspect. Leave it towards. Yep. And again, like we talked about this too. Like the only way we scenario where we move towards is getting a good value player back in return. Like it's got to be that way. Not going to just get rid of him to cut 15 million off the payroll. You get a good player back in return. Good pitcher, good reliever, whatever it might be. And if you do that, then I move Peraza to second, and try to sign a guy like Candelario for third. You could probably get Candelario for 10 million. It's better than paying 25 million a year for Matt Chapman. So, same to you, Robert. Thank you, man. Cole, Rogers, and Darren. All right, that's a good pairing right there, Ollie. Dumb talk. How would I react if they traded Judge, Volpe, and Pereira for Soto, Machado, and Tatis, $1 billion in contract? I'd stick what I have. I would stick with Judge, Volpe, and Pereira in that situation. Rob, I'd stick with Judge, Pereira, and Volpe. That's what I would do. It's not dumb talk. I mean that's like a thought provoking question. So I like it. Yeah, Torres had good trade value with the Yankees. So is it ideal to have a three-way trade? I mean, maybe. I mean, depending on who the other team is, depending on what they can get and offer. Like, I would definitely like a two-way trade if possible. Three-way teams can be complicated. Three-way trade, three-team trades, but you never know. The Yankees have done three-team trades before. And then they've done them well. So, well, exactly. Got to give up something to get something. Like I said, Billy, if they keep Torres, I'm fine. If they move him, get a good piece back for him. Like, and replace him with Oswald Peraza at second. You just got way better in infield defense. So it's got to make sense. It would be harder for me if he was hitting 35, 40 home runs every year, but he's not. So I think it's his offense, like I said, is replaceable. You know? Yeah. No, all good. And if you, it's this is a good conversation to have, like, because I think it's one a lot of us are thinking about it. I feel like, are they going to move Torres? Or are they going to keep him? Like, it can go either way, and there's you know points to both sides. Like, you can sell either way. So it's going to be really interesting to see NFE what they do with Torres. Really, really interesting. I'm not high on Matt Chapman that much either. So same. I did say that. Yeah, Magic Johnson has turned down, for those basketball fans, he's turned down offers to buy lots of teams, but he's interested in becoming part ownership with the Knicks. The only team he's willing to own, even partially, is the Knicks, Magic Johnson. That surprised me, but it also kind of excites me too. Yankees jersey review. I gotta find my jersey. They're in storage. I'm getting an addition put on my house, Ollie, so everything's back at the house in storage. If I find them, maybe I'll do that. It's not a bad idea. But that might be fun. Then you play the kids at shortstop and third. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Texas. Exactly. Yeah. They can make it work either way. But as long as none of these moves get in the way of Soto or Yamamoto. So yeah, man, imagine he was part of an elite ownership group that the Dodgers, Magic, and I think if he took part in the Knicks, I mean, be kind of cool. Be kind of cool. Infield with Peraza, Volpe, Torres, and Rizzo. I could see that too, NFE. I could see it. Yeah. Knicks are a cash cow. They also have 8 first-round picks coming in the next 2 or 3 years. They have a lot of capital. They're in a position where they can make a big trade to get, or maybe 2 to get a couple of superstar players now. They haven't been in this position in like a decade and a half. Now they're in this position, so the time to join ownership and and honestly, I would much rather wake up knowing Magic Johnson's part of the ownership instead of Steve Dolan. Can't stand Dolan, so I would love that. Be fun. And yeah, if they became a championship team, won a championship, it would be, would work wonders for basketball. It really would. But could you imagine that West Coast guy, Laker guy coming over here winning the Knicks and turning them into a championship? Oh boy, which I would agree to. I don't think Dolan's going to sell Jonathan. Got to blow him away. Lions are beating Green Bay 27-17. Lions are an upstart team, no doubt about it. Yeah, Volpe, he like moves pretty quickly. A lot of his moves are pretty abruptly and fast. Look, he looks like he's launching the ball sometimes second hand. Yeah, and this hang when managing a lot of these younger players. Sometimes the best trades are ones you don't make. All right, and there's no doubt about that. On the Soto case, though, Soto would look. I think Soto's the one guy to get. Like I would not have traded for Otani. I would not trade for Trout. So like Soto's the one guy to get. And you know, if I was going to trade for a pitcher, it would be one of these Marlin stars. If I was going to trade for a closer, it'd probably be David Bednar from the Pirates. But those are probably the only players I would trade for, like controllable years guys, and then Juan Soto. It's not no more than a handful of guys I would trade for. But yeah, it's a good point. I mean, some of the best trades are the ones that you don't make. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. You know, how would that sale go? I have no idea, David. Yeah, Rangers. MSG owns the Rangers and the Knicks. So like, yeah, I don't know. It would be a pretty damn complicated sale. Yeah, best Yankee atmosphere around. That's how we do it, Hawaiian. That's how we do it, baby. You know, Torres will be a 300, maybe, maybe not. And if he's not, then I don't care if he's a 300 on another team. Honestly, I could see Volpe leading off too, Dominic. Yeah, it depends. If they don't get somebody like Lee from South Korea, then I could see Volpe leading off. Lee would be an ideal leadoff hitter here. So it depends on what they get this offseason. But I could see it, Dominic. Maybe for the Cowboys. Everyone's making, yeah, arrangement. I know. Exactly, Billy. Yeah, I would give Volpe. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point too. Like, see what his real skill set is, NFE. It's a good point. I appreciate that, Steve. And this community is the best because of you folks, not me. I appreciate it always. And with that, let me let y'all go enjoy your night. Go get some rest. Have a great night. We'll be back. We got 3 against Kansas City. All right. And we'll keep it coming. We'll be covering the playoffs. We'll be covering everything else too. Got free agent predictions coming up. I have Joey from the shift that's going to join me for that one. And peace and love to all of you. Have a great night. Joel, be thinking about you tomorrow while you get your carpal tunnel, man. Peace and love to you guys. See y'all next time.